So to do a little extra, we might want something besides that black in the background. Now we could just make a blue background. I would use the new item. If you can't see it, then you might need to extend your asset box a little bit and just do a color matte. We'll call that our blue background. We'll just pick a nice blue there and call it blue BG. I do have it searched for, so if you ever can't find something, you can search for one of the words. If I put it underneath there, I'll have to extend it a little bit, and then you've got a different color. Just make sure if you need to go in and edit this text so it has a black glow around it if you've got something different. For example, if I go into my favorite assets and go find one of these backgrounds, I believe I'll do this BG20, and I'll replace it. I'm just dropping it, and then I'll have to like delete what's left of the blue just to put it in there. You could also delete that first, and now you can see you've got a pretty background. It's a little hard to read that text. So again, you would need to go in and edit that to make a difference in visibility, the legibility. Now here's something I wanted to go a little above and beyond with this, because if you replace this with an After Effects composition, it's going to open a separate program and bring this background to it in the length that it is right now. So you want to have your timing set right for your credits. Now over here in After Effects, which I already started, it's now asking me to save a project. So you will need to navigate to your OneDrive, go to your favorite things video project folder, and I'm just going to put today's date just in case you're going to try several of these. And this is going to be your credits background. Just click OK. Mine may not have enough room. And now you've got this great background here that we can apply some very special effects to. Now there are a lot of them. I'm just going to touch on one of them. You can see here in the distort that there are a lot of ways of changing what this shape is. So I believe, what shall I try today? Let's see, lost it there. Effect, distort. This flow motion can be a good one to try. So it has its effect controls, and you're looking for things that you can keyframe in order to get that animation. So this has two knots, and you can see their location here. You can move them around, decide where you want those. And you can also see that they have an amount. So if we keyframe the amount, we want to be right here at the beginning and set keyframe on the amount of flow motion that is at the beginning. I'm then going to go to the end. I can press end on my keyboard and increase that amount. And you can see that it kind of pulls stuff in. It's tiling from the edges, so it's not showing black at the edges, and you can see that it's doing the same thing on the other one, maybe even go in the opposite direction. So I'm going to a negative number there. What does that look like? Well, I can press the space bar here, and it has a pretty nice crazy liquid effect. Now we could also move those, but to see those keyframes, you need to know the U keyboard shortcut to reveal those keyframes. That keeps you from seeing everything that can be, all of the different properties. We're just seeing the things we just keyframed. So I'm here at the beginning again, and I can also move these. So if I click on the knot positions and then go to the end, using the keyframe jumpers here is a good way, or the end key, so I'm right on it. And then let's just move this one down and this one up. So just a very simple. Now notice I can't see those keyframes unless I press U again. So now I've got the flow motion and they're in motion. Now the nice thing here is I can just Control S save, return to my Premiere project, and now my background is an animated background. Now we really do need to make this text easier to read. If we made it black, it would still be hard to read. But to do that, we're going to go to the effect controls for this text. And we need to expand the text here. So the controls for it are actually hidden under there. You can actually see the font size, centering has been done. But what we need to do is to add a background. Now we don't want to just do that really, because that's just going to add a big block and then we don't get to see it. So not a background, but to outline it with a shadow. Now the shadow should be dark and it should be pretty, not very opaque. It should be totally opaque. And we want a zero distance. We don't want there to be a doubling of the letters. What we want is for it to spread out and have a good size. So now you could see that darkness appearing around my text. That really is going to make a big difference if I take that shadow off or turn it on. So let's see if that looks a little better. And it needs to dissolve as well. So I'm going to Control D on that one. Let's see if having it fade in is a good idea. Yeah. So we got something unique. And if you experiment with some of those different effects, you can have a really good time with it. I want to teach you more of After Effects, but I don't want to overwhelm you with all the things you can do. There are a lot of tutorials out there, but I'll be making more.